in our mountain areas. Now this has all of a sudden these highlanders there have suddenly realized that they have tremendous wealth here, so they don't want to leave. And that is why, if you look at the district of Gaza, in terms of economic indicator, they are a very rich district. But if you go into multi-poverty index, MPIs, then they are a poor district. Because in other areas, the access to clean drinking water, maybe in education areas, maybe in infant mortality rates and so on, their ratings are very low. But in terms of, if you say their per capita earnings is very high because of cordyceps.
Yeah. Okay. So, right. Why is conserving the environment economically viable or profitable? And how do these benefits outweigh those of not having a manufacturing base, which would stop the current... this is a little... I think this is repetitive, sorry. So, in addition to modern institutions and legislations already in place, how exactly is community-based natural resource management carried out?
Well, the community-based natural resource is basically in the hands of the community. I can give you some examples, like say, you must have heard of this mushroom called matsutake. Now the matsutake is a mushroom that fetches very high value in Japan.
They call it like gold, right?
Yeah, but these are available in certain areas in the forest. So now you and I cannot go to that forest to pluck that. That is entirely managed by the community. So that has become their property. And likewise, if there is let's say that if there is a particular mineral resource located in a particular community, and I want to develop that, start a mine there, I do not have the right to develop that mining there without the approval of the community. And so any developer will have to win over the community before he can develop these natural resources. So how would he win over the community? He will say, okay, I will build the access routes for you. I will provide to you perhaps some marketing outlets for whatever you are doing. I may be willing to, I will employ people from your community as a matter of priority. So there are many things that he is required to do. And so this is something community's approval is vital. Another very important area that I will mention to you, hydropower is our main resource, right? Mm-hmm. Now hydropower, when it is being developed, if a particular community is affected through hydropower, then how is the community's interest taken care? First and foremost, every affected family will have employment in the project. That is one issue. Secondly, every families whose land have been taken up by the project, they get an indirect shareholding in the project.
Okay.
Why do I say indirect shareholding? Indirect shareholding comes in the form of, they don't buy any equity in the project, but for every acre of land of theirs that is taken by the project, they will get 10,000 units of electricity. That 10,000 units of electricity is then put into monetary value, and that comes to them on an annual basis like dividend.
Okay.
So this will continue forever. As far as the land is concerned, government has already compensated them for the land value in terms of either they have been given alternative land or they have been paid for land as per the prevailing rates as decided by the government. But over and above that, these are new things that we are giving them.
So it's much more humane.
Yeah, not only human, then there is a sense of ownership in the project. All of a sudden they say this project belongs to them. Every year I'm going to get so much money from it's like a dividend, in which you have put in no equity.
Yes.
So these are also, as you said, better ways of, this is in my opinion, inclusive participation basically means that, So overall, any resource that belongs to a community, the community must be able to, the community's clearance, their approvals, all are mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, vulnerability. So, also with regards to hydropower, it's a natural monopoly and the state manages it. Now, what happens with natural monopolies is that they're always in danger of threatening a democracy, like rentier states with oil. So how does Bhutan mitigate against this?
Well, I really do not understand how hydropower can threaten a democracy, because as of now, all the hydropower plants belong to the state.
Yes.
Okay, and the state, as I mentioned, our economic self-reliance in many ways depends on the revenue that we get from the hydropower.
True, but not the tax base. You'll be more accountable to yourselves rather than...
No, that is a different, you may be, but when you say you're accountable to yourself, the government is there for a fixed tenure, right?
Yes.
And during the time that they are there, they must have, the revenues from hydropower will be plowed back into development, whether it's to do with infrastructure development, whether it's to provide new schools, all other social aspects. So the money is not retained by the government as a deposit. The money is plowed back to meet the various development plans that the government has. And who approves the development plan? The development plans have to be approved by the parliament, but before it goes to the parliament, all 5-year development plans have to be consulted with all through GNH. It has to go to, you discuss with all the people. Like in February this year, we had a midterm review of all the 20 Dzongkhaks. So there, every Dzongkhak knows where they stand in terms of access to clean drinking water, in terms of electricity, in terms of rural roads, and so on. And so, but the money needs to come from somewhere. So in hydropower, today hydropower money comes in two forms. One comes in terms of taxes, and the other one comes in forms of dividend. So I'm not too sure whether I see any danger on that.
Okay.
The danger is over-reliance. That is the only danger I can see. When we are relying on only one source of revenue, if all of a sudden that, say, India doesn't need our electricity power anymore, then can we use the electricity productively in the country? Today our priority is not export of electricity. Our priority is to use the electricity to stimulate local industries and so on. We export whatever is surplus. Whatever we don't need, we export that out. So our priority would always be to see how we can build the electricity to support our local industries and our local requirements.
Sure.
The other challenge that we have in the hydropower sector is the climate change issues.
Yes.
Which could lead to perhaps drying of our rivers and so on. Now, if that does happen, it could be a serious threat, and that is why we feel that the sooner we can do our projects, the better. And so that by the time the rivers really start reducing, it's all debt free. So it's important for us to do these projects as early as possible. Yeah.
True. So
if you don't mind, we are running out of time.
Okay.
I think there's a group waiting for me in the next room also.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope I have managed to answer a lot of things.
You have.
Okay. And
a lot of
if
things.
there's anything, you can always keep in touch with me.
I'm also meeting with Lynn. I will write to you and I'll incorporate your responses as well.
Right.
And I'm also meeting with Lynn Po Kanduwangcha.
I see.
But that was for foreign affairs because he's taken over.
Yes. When are you meeting him?
This afternoon at 3.
I see. Okay, very good.
It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you.